Hey guys, Sunday, April 26, 2020. I got up this morning, sorry, like no makeup or anything. But I had this idea to use one of my stamping sets is retiring that I love. Of course, I love all my stamping sets, but this one is Little Elephants. I love elephants. And there's a coordinating elephant punch, and these retire. So you want to be sure that you go and order them before they're gone. Once they're gone, they're gone. And this set is super duper cute. It has a mama elephant and a baby elephant. This can be used as grass, or you can just stamp it on paper to make a cool little pattern. There's balloons, an umbrella, a couple tulips. This heart says thank you. These hearts can look like they're falling from the sky like rain, or they can look like hearts like the elephant's blowing hearts out of its trunk. There's a little birdie you can put on the elephant's back or trunk. And it also has these other greetings. A little kindness is a big thing. Congratulations. I'll forget you not. Hello, little one. Celebrate your big day. And to my friend. Now, the card I'm doing is going to be super quick, super easy. I pre-cut stuff to try to save time. And this is the April code that you want to use to be entered in my second April drawing. All right, so the elephants, they're pretty cute. When you stamp them, and I already stamped and punched them out, but I just want to show you how quick and easy the punch on this works. So all that you do is you get whichever elephant you're wanting to use. Ooh, I got this block all messy. And we're going to ink up the stamp. And I always just double check to make sure I have it covered, because sometimes, like today, I'm yapping and I miss it. Once it's stamped, then you're going to line your punch up. And it's better if you flip your punch upside down if you don't work with punches often. And then you gently squeeze, so if I need to move it at all, I could. But I like where it's at, so then I'm going to punch it out. So that's how my little elephant came into existence. And then I just put dimensionals. These are mini dimensionals on the back of them. The Stampin' Dimensionals are great. Now, I already stamped my inside, which is thank you. And I love to use the tear tape just a little bit in the middle. It's kind of like the super glue of tapes. It is great for boxes and different kinds of projects like that. And then in the corner, I will use the snail adhesive. And you can use the snail on the whole thing, but since my cards are often used for displays and handled a lot, I like that extra bit of tackiness. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put this guy in here. And this is just a 4 1/4 by 11 piece of cardstock that I scored at 2.5 inches and 2 inches to kind of offset the opening. And when I center, I just eyeball it and I line up with my edges. So there's my inside of my card. Then it's going to close like this. I'm going to set that aside. This is that stamp that I said can be used to stamp like grass or a border. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to go ahead and stamp something for these little guys to stand on, the elephants. And then I'm going to ink this up, and I think I'm going to flip it the other way so that the ends meet. Now this is a little trickier because you have to realize there's almost a 1/4 inch difference there. And the Stamparatus is perfect for this, but this will work for today. Okay, so that's how I did my little base of the card. I already stamped my elephants, and I do know that I would like to have on the between the elephants, I want to have them kind of holding or passing on and the balloons. All right, so I'm going to talk about our Many Marvelous markers. They come in this set, and it's awesome. Mine are all mixed up right now. Fine tip, brush tip. And the cool thing about these, they're a water-based ink, and my husband's going to come in a hot second and probably talk. They are a water-based ink, so what you can do is you can color directly onto, for instance, I'm going to color the balloon right here in the Granny Apple Green. And then you usually start with the lighter colors first, so I went back and forth between this and the pink. And the pink that I'm using is Melon Mambo, which I love. So Melon Mambo, I'm going to just kind of slide in on color this balloon. And this works with water-based markers. So you don't want to do this with Sharpies because those are alcohol-based markers and they're permanent. Or our Stampin' Blends are alcohol-based, but our Many Marvelous markers are water-based, kind of like Crayola markers, which are water-based. So we're going to color this in like that. And then as far as the little strings of the balloon go, I'm going to go ahead and stick with the purple theme. I was going to do this monochromatic, but I thought this little pop of color would be fun. So this is the Gorgeous Grape. And as you all know, I love the color purple, or maybe you don't know, but now you know. All right, then what you do is you huff on this, and that's just me breathing on it. And I know I want it right about here. So isn't that cool how that turned out? So that's one of the great advantages of having the Mini Marvelous markers. I am starting a Mini Marvelous Markers Club. It's a 5-month club, and at the end of the club you will have all of the markers with the carrying case, plus the in-color markers and cardstock, 8.5 by 11 cardstock for each, 8.5 by 11 cardstock for each kind. So here is how I'm going to do this now. I'm going to pull off the back of the dimensionals, and it's going to be easy peasy on both of these. And, oops, sorry, let me see this one. Oh, my doggies are whining. Okay, so I'm going to attach the big guy right here. So it looks like he's holding the balloons, and he's going to pass it on to the little elephant, who I'm going to pass just a little bit over to the side. Isn't that kind of cute? Now I could do something on the front of it, like a little saying or a phrase. So if I'm going to look at this one, there's like a "to my friend," which is a great little phrase. And I already have that guy out. And I don't know if I want to do him on the front. I think I might put him right there. To my friend. And I'm going to ink up in the Gorgeous Grape because I like the darker purple for the sayings. And ink it up. And you know, there's a lot of items that were on the retirement list that are already gone. They've been discontinued. So for sure, especially things like punches, the dies, any of the accessories or ink, those things really disappear fast. So that says "to my friend." I've already pre-cut the different layers of cardstock. Oops, I just dropped my elephant. Sorry about that. Sunday morning. Oh, a little bit of dog hair never hurt anyone, right? All right, so then I'm just going to put the adhesive on the back. And I messed up. I stamped it before and I messed up, so I flipped it over. Joy of Cardstock. And I just adhered this to the Highland Heather. And then I'm going to layer this up to the gray. All right. And then the gray one's going to go on a little bit differently because it's acting as a hinge. So I for sure want to use, so this is going to go on like this so that we can open it here. And what I'm going to do, there's two things that's going to happen right here. I'm going to use the tear tape on the back, but I'm going to also use this little Gorgeous Grape ribbon to make a little loop to attach it to. And so I'm just going to cut up a piece. This is also retiring, and actually it might already be off the retirement list. There's two different shades. This is one of my favorite ribbons. It's just really cool. It's a striped ribbon. It's a really great weight. And I'm going to attach this underneath here. So in order to attach that, I'm going to put a piece of sticky strip directly on the cardstock where I want it. And I don't need much, maybe like an inch worth. I probably didn't even need that much, honestly. And then you just adhere it down and then peel off the label. And then you're going to set the loop down. And then I like to do across the piece I already laid down. I feel like it's just a little extra to keep it in place, but then it'll also serve for that other part of the loop to attach down. I don't know if that makes any sense, but sorry. There we go. Peeling, so exciting. Okay, then the last thing I'm going to do, because otherwise the sticky part of it is going to mess up. So you see I have a loop there, so people know to pull it up. So this is sticky here. So all that I do here is I'm just going to take a piece of scrap cardstock, it doesn't even matter, and quickly attach that down. Actually, I should just use the snail for that one. So I just tore a piece that I had laying around. It was a leftover strip from probably what I cut on the middle. And it's ugly, but it doesn't matter. It's just, all that you're doing is covering the stickiness so it doesn't ruin the project. You just want to make sure it doesn't show in the front. All right, now I do need to use the tear tape for this. So I know that this side is going to go to the left, so I flip it this way so I don't mess up. I could have said that I stamped that there so I knew which side to put the staple on, but let's see. All right, here we go. So we have the tear tape there. All right, and this is going to go on here. And so I don't make a mistake, I do a little strip on this directly, because there have been so many times I've put it too far on this and ruined a project. So then about center, it doesn't have to be perfect, and I like to do one more piece in the middle at a diagonal, just to give it a little extra hold. I tear off the tear tape, and thankfully I stamped my greeting on the inside the right way, because, you know, that would have been awkward. All right, tear off this piece of tear tape. And then I'm going to lay this here like this, and I'm kind of centering it right there. Now you could have done this with dimensionals also, and then there's your card, and then it just opens up like that. So look for details on my my Many Marvelous Markers club. And oh, I forgot to mention on that club, you'll also get to be a hostess 1 month, so you'll get the hostess benefits. So you get to choose at least $15 worth of free products. It might even be more on your month. All right, happy stamping.